Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting, and happy Friday Freebie Day and also happy New Year. So this is the first video I've done this year. I have been a little bit poorly. Andy and myself have been really poorly. We've had this nasty flu and I haven't made a video since last year. So it's been a very long time. So do bear with me if I can remember how to make a video. So, good start is a Friday freebie. So we are actually on the 17th of January, which I don't know where this year has already gone. It's just been a strange start to the year. So, I hope you're all well and happy and everything, and everybody's good and you've been crafting away. So this is our Friday freebie. So this is number 213. So today I thought I would just do a nice one, ease us back into the Friday freebies and a little bit of crafting, because this is the first bit of crafting that I have done this year, or for ages and ages. So I thought we'd do like a little collage. So this is a beautiful one. I've got this beautiful photograph here. I do have another kit which I'm going to show you, which I've been working on since last year. I've actually just about got it out now, so I'll show you that in a minute. We have got some little bits of ephemera. I have a key. I have this beautiful, it's like a little locket, and we have some beautiful pearl buttons. So that makes a really lovely collage. And of course we have an extra one for our beautiful Ko-fi supporters. And this one, we have this beautiful photograph of this chappie. We have a little bit of a sports newspaper. We've got some buttons. We have a little bit of airmail envelope there, and some little bits of ephemera on here as well. I've already made this one, so I'll show you what that's like, and then we will be making this one together. So it's a nice vintage sort of freebie this week, which is really nice. A good one to start the year off. A nice sort of easy one. Just going to quickly show you these. Now, I wanted to do these for a long time. I did start them last year, and we managed to finish them this week. So they are called Vintage Portrait Photos, and they are just gorgeous. So we have 8 of women like this. Now we've got them in 4 different sizes, and they are just beautiful. So we've got the lovely women. We have sort of like the young ladies on here. So let me just see if I can pick these up. So we have the lovely young ladies. So we've got real good sort of like assortment on here as well. We have the lovely gentleman on here, which is lovely. I just think these would make fabulous toppers for journals. And we have the lovely little young men on here as well. Look at these, aren't they just beautiful? I am loving them. I think they're fabulous. So they're all in sort of like picture frames. And they are lovely. So they are in 4 different sizes. So then they go down in size. So look at that. They are lovely. Then we have the ladies. We have the young ladies. And we have the gentlemen on there. And then they go down again. So these are fab. Like that. So they're smaller, and then I have a page with them, which I wanted them sort of like all on one page, which are little small ones, which you can make sort of like lovely little clusters with, which are great. So that's the new kit. So I'm going to love working with those, and that's why I've sort of incorporated sort of like a little photo in this week's Friday freebie. I thought they would sort of like work really well together. So there we go. I'm going to pop those to the side. I'm just going to show you what I have done. So we've got these 2. So this is the Friday freebie, and I'm just loving it. I've actually popped a little bit of chain on here. So it's like a little locket on there. Little bits of fabric in there. I've just sort of like cut them out. I've sewn on there with the sewing machine. That's the little key. I've just sort of like clustered them together. And I just think that would look fab on the front of one of your journals, wouldn't it? And then we've got this lovely chappy here, which he is lovely, isn't he? So this one, I've added a little bit of card to this one, just to make it just a little bit bigger. Little bit of a clip on there, staple I mean, and some buttons, a key, little bits of ephemera and bits of fabric and stuff on there, which is great. And I just think these would look great, aren't they, as little toppers. So with the kit that I've just shown you, they would make a fabulous load of toppers on there as well for your journals, which are lovely. So I'm going to pop those to the side. I have got some bits and pieces here. I've got little bits of fabric on here, and I have already cut them out, but I don't think I have actually inked them. So I'm going to just quickly ink them. I can take these off. So they're really quite simple to sort of cut out. I'm going to take my little dauber. So guys, I hope you have had a really good start to the new year. Ours didn't quite go as planned. As you all know, we were away from really the beginning of December, going to the UK, and for Andy's 50th birthday, we went to see his family and friends, came back for a couple of days, and then we went straight to Spain for our Christmas holidays. And we had the most amazing time away. It was fabulous. Nothing like having Christmas with your beautiful little grandchildren. It was amazing. And then we came back, actually, I think it was we headed back on the 4th of January. I'm just inking these up a little bit. Because it's we stop off, make it a little bit longer, quite nice journey back. It was quite a long trip actually. It wasn't as cold as it was before. When we went in March last year, it was a lot colder than January. But in the car, I was like really aching. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really aching. And I just put it down to sort of like playing on the floor with the grandchildren, playing houses and all sorts of things. So, but when we actually got home, we were both pretty poorly. So I think we stopped off on the way back a few times, and you know, you pick up things along the way, don't you? So that's what it is, and it's not just here, it's worldwide, I believe, because everybody seems to be pretty poorly at the moment. Just one of those things. Andy did go to the doctors because he actually has a chest infection with his, and he said that they're not testing for COVID anymore, and he said it was just sort of like a really bad bout of the flu. And we all know that flu can really knock you for six. So that's where we are so far. So that's why I haven't done any videos or Friday freebies. I couldn't do last week because I was just absolutely exhausted. I just couldn't think. So this week we're getting back into it anyway. Let's hope. So this is a nice simple one for us to do today. So I think I've actually inked that one. So guys, so that's my start to the new year. I had lots and lots of ideas of what I wanted to do, and they all went out the window completely, because when you're poorly you just can't really think, can you, about what to do. Now I've just got my big box of scrap paper here. I've actually popped it into a different pot because it was just getting out of hand. Excuse me. Now I'm going to take a piece of, oh actually that might do, got another piece, a piece of card. Didn't really want it that big, but I might have to use that piece just as a backing. Let's just use that piece. Just use this while we've got it. Actually, what I could do, I could use it as a topper. I wanted these to be sort of like toppers for my journals and stuff like that. Because look, if we put this one back on top, would that fit? That would actually fit, wouldn't it? Actually, I might just tear this down, just like that, just so we've got a little bit. I don't need all of that. Oops. Pop that in there. So, I'm just going to quickly ink around this bit. I was going to do a little bit of sewing, but we shall see. Yeah, I had lots of ideas of all these things that I wanted to do. We were talking about some stuff in driving back in the car from Spain, of what we wanted to do, but it does, when you're feeling a bit rough and not too good, things tend to sort of like go out the window, don't they? So if you guys have been poorly or you have it now, I do sympathise with you, because it is awful. Now I'm going to actually try and fit this onto this square, onto this rectangle-y bit. What shall we do, guys? Let's pop that like this, just that we can sort of like fit this on there. What do you reckon? That looks alright, doesn't it? Then I can put this. I just love this. This is just a little sort of, it's like a little locket. And then I just thought it'd be quite nice because it looks good with that chain on, doesn't it? So I think I might just sort of like hang it down from there. And then similar, we'll put those on, and then we've got the buttons. And these are lovely little pearly buttons, which are really pretty. Okay, that's the sort of thing. Let's take these off. I'm going to just stick this down. Got my glue, if I can remember what I'm doing. Like I said, I haven't crafted for ages, but we did have lots of, well, I crafted with Olivia and Sophia, and we got lots of glitter and all sorts of things. Everything that we could get out, we got out and made a nice big mess with. And I think my poor daughter Emily probably still picking up glitter from the mess we made there. There we go. Let's pop that on there. Shall we have a little bit of something underneath? Like this. So I have no plans now. Well, I did have plans on to do things. But I think for the next few weeks, I'm just going to make odd little things here and there, I think. I'm not going to have a plan to actually make any journals or anything at the moment. Not until I'm actually feeling 100% better, because I think just a little video here and there of little bits and pieces, I think, will be easier than trying to do a big sort of project, if you know what I mean. Oh, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? I must have sort of tied that at some point. Shall we just stick that there? Maybe I will just go in with a little bit of sewing on the sewing machine. What do you reckon? Am I in the right place? That's about right, isn't it? Gosh, I've got to get used to being in the camera or behind the camera. Let's stick this down, a little bit of glue. Like that. Okay guys, do you have any projects on the go? What have you been up to? Let me know in the comments, because I feel like I've missed out a huge amount. I haven't even felt well enough to sort of like watch videos or anything. I think Andy and myself have just sort of like been sleeping, trying to really sort of sleep this off. And poor old Jessie and George, our cat, we have been sort of like taking it in turns to sort of like let them out. It's like no, it's your turn, no, it's your turn to let them out. You know what it's like when you're feeling a bit grotty. It's trying to get everything done. And poor Jessie, they were so good. Okay, so I'm going to stick that down like that. I found this, now I've had this for a long time, this sort of like ribbony stuff. And I just love these little pinky bits. I think I'm a very pinky sort of pinky person anyway. What do you reckon? I think I might just do that down there. So grunge that down, scrunch it a little bit. I might just run the sewing machine down there actually. What do you think? That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Look, I just picked up some little randomy bits on here. Let's chop that bit off. Should we put that down there? I think what I might do, I'll stick that down, but I think I might just run a little stitch down through here. On here, I think. With the sewing machine. Just to keep these on because, oops, I do want to put these on a journal. So I want to make sure that they are on here properly. So let's just stick that in there as well. Like that. Little fluffy bits coming out. I'm not sure whether I really need that. What do you think? We could probably pop the key down on here, couldn't we? Right, I'm going to just pop quickly and just run the sewing machine around a few little bits on here, so 2 seconds. Okay, so there we go, just a little bit around there and around there. So let me just chop these off. So yeah, I've got to get back into my little crafting mode, haven't I? I don't want to lose my mojo. That's definitely something that I don't want to do, because sometimes when you don't craft for a while, you sort of like lose what you, your crafting ability. That's how I feel it is. You feel like you've forgotten how to craft, or you go a little bit sort of like brain dead. Well, I do anyway, and I don't want that to happen. So this is like a little ticket. It's got little marks in there, which I believe from a staple, so I might actually staple something in that. Should we just have a little bit of lace on the bottom? Let's just chop that off. So guys, get all your little bits and pieces out. You know, again, you don't have to add all these bits to it. You can just stick them onto your pages, make little pockets and all sorts. But because I haven't crafted for a bit, I fancy just, do you know what I mean, making something pretty, something nice and pretty. Should we stick that there? We could, couldn't we? Let's just add a little bit of glue, like that. Yeah, so I think over the next few weeks I'm just gonna have a little random play on making stuff. I did do an order actually with BB Crafts for some beads and bits. I fancy making some jewellery, which I've wanted to do for ages. So I have popped in a little order. I think I'm sort of like quite into my jewellery, because I never used to wear so many bracelets I used to wear lots of bracelets when I was younger, and then I stopped. But for some reason I do fancy wearing them again, and I fancy making, you know, a couple of nice sort of bracelets, but sort of more, I've tried to order some beads which are more natural looking, if you know what I mean. Oh, I quite like that, that's nice. Sort of naturally looking beads. So we'll see how that goes anyway. I'll show you, I'll do an unboxing when they arrive. It won't be for a little while yet. But we have to plan ahead, don't we? So, oops, loving these little buttons. Love these little pearly ones. Actually, I wonder if I could put some real ones on there. I suppose you could put some little real buttons on there, couldn't you? Do I need any of this? Not really, do I? Let's have a look. Must remember, less is more, as I'm adding lots and lots of bits to this. But that little thing goes out the window when you haven't crafted for a while, isn't it? End up popping everything on there. So there we go. Little bow. What do you reckon? Oh, I think we could get away with a little bow on there. Don't you? Yep, I do. I do. Let's pop that right in there. Oops. There we go. Well, we didn't make it to any markets this time. I think it was probably because it was Christmas time and the markets were sort of like on different days. It didn't quite fit in, if you know what I mean, because Christmas is sort of like midweek. It sort of like put the markets out, so I normally love to go to the markets while we're in Spain, but we didn't quite get there. I didn't really do a lot of shopping there, actually. It was just lovely, lovely to spend the time with the girls. Okay, look at that. That looks fabulous. Now, I've got a little bit of chain. So this is just some chain, which you can get anything. Even if you've got broken jewellery, you can use sort of like that. And I just thought it would look really nice as a little dingly dangly. Let's just chop a little bit off. But yeah, if you've got any broken jewellery or anything like that, you can use that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just pop a little bit of glue there and then stick that in like that. Pop that on top. I'm going to just put a little bit of glue there, just to hold that in place. Oops. There we are. First of all, I think I'll just stick this little bit down, make sure it's stuck down properly. And then a little bit of glue. And that can stick on this. This will stick because it's the Fabri-Tac, not Fabri-Tac. It's 3-in-1, like that. And I'm going to just leave that to dry and pop that on there, like that. I wonder if I could just sort of... Oh, I wonder if you could dome it a little bit. Do you reckon you could dome that a little bit? Oh, should we give it a quick go? Hang on a minute. I've got this little bit of foamy stuff that I have. And then I've got one of these little, these are for cakes. It's like a little ball tool. And just, if you have something soft underneath, I'm just wondering if we could, let's do a bigger one. Just dome it a little bit, whether that would work. Not quite sure. I suppose it does a little bit. A little bit. You could give that a go. Just go round this outside bit. Oh, that's not bad, is it? Excuse me. What I need really is some little foamy pads under there. No, I did buy some, didn't I? I got a little bit of foam tape. I don't know what, I haven't got them to hand, but that's okay. I'm going to get my sticky scissors. I'm going to take a piece like that. And pop that in there. I might actually pop another one on top of that. That would just give it a little bit of height on there, won't it? And sort of make it look a little bit domey. These are my look grubby old sticky scissors. Oh dear, this is like really sticky. Let's pop that over the top. Oh my gosh. Let's take that off like that. Okay, what do you reckon? Pop a little bit, tiny bit of glue on there, just to stick that down. There we go. Oh, I like that. What do you think? Oh, I like that locket. Looks like a really pretty, oh, it looks nice. Oh, I like that. What I'm going to do with this, I'm going to glue it around the back. I'm not going to cut them off, I'm just going to glue them around the back like that. That can come down. Oops. And glue along there. There we go. And that I don't want to glue it all down because I want that little bit of movement in there, which I think looks really nice. Oh, I do like that. Doesn't that look lovely? And that would go perfectly on the front of a journal, wouldn't it? Oh, I love it. So again, keep adding little bits if need be, but I think I should probably stop. Do you think I should add a little? See, can you tell I've not crafted for a little while? Let's just pop that. Let's pop a little bit on here. Oh, we still got the key. I forgot about the key. Let's stick that on there. Add a little bit more. Let's pop the key on. Again, just because I've given you all of these things, it doesn't mean you have to stick them all onto one project. You can, you know, do different projects with them. But I'm going to use them all. Like that. Lovely key. But all these little elements you can pop onto your journal pages separately, can't you? Fabulous. I love it. I think that looks really, really nice, doesn't it? And again, these pieces you can actually add, you know, a bit of foam tape to the photograph as well, and just to raise that up. But I think that looks lovely, and that's the back. Not that we're going to see the back, but love it. Fabulous. So that's two different ones. Look, that's that one. See, you can't just see that that's got a little bit of dome to it. I'm hoping you can, than that one. But that's the two. And then this is the one for the Ko-fi. I did add a little bit of ink and stuff onto this one, just a little bit. So if you're into your mixed media and stuff, these work really well as well for your mixed media. So loving them. So there we go, guys. That's your Friday freebie. It is lovely, lovely to be back. So do pop over. Now, if you're not in the Facebook group, please do pop over and join the group. All the links are down underneath the video. And this is for my lovely, lovely Ko-fi supporters. So I'll pop the link down like that. So if you would like to support me through Ko-fi, I would really, really appreciate that. And again, if you are not a subscriber to the channel, please, I'd love you to be a subscriber. So do hit that little bell. And I'm going to try and do lots of different videos this year, randoms. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. So we will be just making and doing as we do each time anyway. And these are the lovely vintage portrait photos. So we've got a nice selection of beautiful photos in here, which you can use in all sorts of things. So there we go, guys. It's lovely to be back, like I said. So thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully I won't be poorly next time. I'm hoping my throat is going to be okay. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Have a great weekend. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.